Welcome to the video tutorial of R Intensive developed by Smarty Ears. My name is Barbara Fernandez. I'm a speech language pathologist, the designer of this app, and the person who will be guiding you today to learn more about this incredible app that you can download either for your iPhone or for your iPad. First things first, we get started by tapping Select Student and adding a player. A player would be a child that needs to work on their sound R. I'm gonna go ahead and select an avatar here. I'm gonna enter a name. And then we tap Done at the very top. You can see here that I actually now have 6 players. I have previously entered some of these players for the purpose of this video tutorial. Anybody who needs practice on their sound R needs access to words that have the sound R in them. We can go ahead and select the person who needs practice. This app is great for speech language pathologists who are looking for a more versatile way to work on the R, but it's also a great app for parents who are looking to add on more practice at home or really anywhere they go with their child. Learning to produce sounds is great when they do in very intense, but a constant practice. The more practice you have, the faster progress will be shown. So let's get started here. I have selected Vivian. You can see it went from yellow to pink. We then tap Start. We have three activities on this application: flashcards, a fun matching game, and a guess what activity that adds a language to the practice of articulation skills. Let's start with flashcard. If you are a speech language pathologist, you are aware of the different types of R, but if you're a parent, you might not know that the R sound changes slightly depending on either the location in the word or the vowel that is before that sound. Here we have air, R, ear, ire, or prevocalic R, which is when the R appears in the beginning of the word, RL, and also clusters. This is when the R is with a different consonant. To start, you can select the different types of R. You can select them all. And I will just select 4 different types here to start. You might want to isolate and practice one type of R before moving to the next, or alternating them each and every day you practice. You have here the very first word, which is a harmonica player. In this case, we have 2 types of R in one word.
Harmonica player.
When you tap on that image, the child gets to hear the sound getting pronounced.
Harmonica player. Throat.
I'm going to swipe so that you can see the
Stairs.
beautiful images that the app includes.
Printer. Air pollution.
One of the best things about using and practicing the sounds in an iPad format as opposed to flashcard is the ability to track the data on the iPad as the child correctly or incorrectly produces the words. For example, air pollution. If the child produces the word as and produces it correctly, you just tap on the green button and then you can go to the next.
Broom.
Broom, and then if he produces incorrectly, you tap on the red. You can see here that the child has then practiced 4 words, 2 of them correct, 1 almost, which it could be they produced correctly, but only after you give them a model, and the red button being if they produced it incorrectly. One other incredible way to give children awareness of how they are producing that sound is by allowing them to record their own voice. We can tap here the recording button to hear them say the word prize. Then we stop and we play it again, the recording button, for them to hear how they are actually pronouncing the R. A lot of children are not aware of their errors, So sometimes bringing the difficulty to their awareness, giving them awareness of this error is very useful.
Mountaineer.
That is one of harder words.
The mountaineer is ready.
Children can also see the words in context. Even though we do use words in isolation sometimes, most of the time the R is pronounced in context of either a phrase or a
The
sentence.
mountaineer is preparing to climb the tallest mountain.
This way, the child has not only access to that word, but also phrase and sentence. They can listen, and then they can also repeat that whole phrase. Often, we want the child to master saying that word in isolation before going through the other harder levels. I'm going to show you a couple other adorable images. Then we tap done. So take a look at their accuracy in producing the R. R intensive is tracking that data on the back end. You can see here data for the word, phrase, and sentence. Also, you can see the data based on the different types of R. And you can see that the child for this session was 75% accurate. Now, we can go ahead and start a new activity, which is matching. I'm going to go ahead and select just one type of R, which is the prevocalic R. Now the child has to find those words.
Ripe, ripe.
As you give the child an opportunity to produce the words they're looking for. So for example,
razor.
They can tap on razor, and then you can say, which word are you looking for? And they can say the word razor.
Rocking horse.
Oh, did you get razor? No, I got rocking horse. So let's try again.
Road.
Road
Ring.
and ring. You want to give that child as many
Robe,
opportunities
razor.
to produce
Roots,
that word.
raincoat, road, road.
As you can see, the graph has already changed slightly based on doing two activities. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the third activity, which is, guess what, in my very favorite activity.
What do people use to straighten their teeth?
What do people use to straighten teeth? And this is a very freeing way to have children, especially if they're in a group. Sometimes if you're a speech pathologist and you have a group of students, some of them might have language goals, some of them might have artic goals, and you want them to guess the answer before they say. After a while, they've been able to use words in a more spontaneous way. You can let them tap to see the answer.
What side do most fast food places serve with hamburgers? French fries.
All the words here include the sound R. Even though it is an activity for language,
what do people put cut flowers into so that they can be displayed?
We are doing a 2-for-1 here as we work on this activity. I'm going to tap done here. So you can again take a look at the results that are being collected on the back end of our intensive. So this was it for a very quick tutorial of our intensive. Thank you so much for watching, and you can find it for both your iPads and iPhone if you search either the name of the app, our intensive, or the company name, Smarty Ears.